All right, we have some pretty cool news topics this week, honestly. But I think the biggest one we should just start off with first. Al, I'm gonna let you just swing it, big dog. Just swing it, bro.
So,
Let's
man,
go!
I'm so happy to talk about this. That's the whole reason I'm even repping this shirt right now.
That's
so
why we got
the
Tucker
company,
over here.
the company I have been in love with since high school, Rooster's Teeth, is back, baby. So after being acquired by 18, yes, I did not see this coming. I was just caught off guard by this whole thing.
I kind of felt it, but again, I also didn't see this coming as well. I thought they were gone for good.
So back in 2022, the company ended up getting bought out by AT&T. Being bought out by AT&T, well, bought out by Warner, which is owned by AT&T Discovery. Then the
devil themselves.
Yep. And then in 2024, they decided to go ahead and shut the company down. Along that time as well, they also ended up doing a rebrand of the company's logo to the funny R.
Missing a tooth.
Yes, I'm actually going to talk about that, which is really, really cool. So, actually ended up being bought out. Most of it been bought out by Bernie Burch, who was one of the OG founders of Rooster Teeth. So they actually end up buying back Rooster Teeth, the brand Rooster Teeth, and most of its assets, because as you know, some assets for Rooster Teeth has been sold off. One of which being Ruby is now owned by Viz. Basically, AT&T came in, broke them down, and sold the scraps.
But that doesn't mean that like they can't partner up with Viz, which they likely will.
Yeah, I can see them
have a business agreement.
So they end up coming back, and what's even more is that they went back to the OG logo, which is this one. Which, if you're one of the OG fans of Rooster Teeth, which is known as the Cockbite logo.
I was about to call you a cockbite.
So this actually went back to the same logo.
Bite?
But a funny thing about it is, if you go to the Rooster Teeth website, you actually look at it and you see that it says Rooster Teeth, it shows the old logo under new management and neon light. But the new management part, like the new part of it starts breaking out and it fades away. It says under management because it's going back to the roots of being one of its OG owners. And the tooth that was missing, according to a lot of people who's part of the Rooster Teeth fan base, some of us who are still here, is basically showing that, hey, we got hit in the mouth, but we came right back and we're still here, baby.
Hell yeah.
So this whole thing is really, really cool. There was actually a homecoming trailer that Bernie ended up shooting, but he basically ends up coming back to the warehouse in Austin.
Dad, you're home. You brought the milk.
Yeah, he said, I'm back. And he says, where's everybody?
He came back to the States.
And I mentioned this a lot. This is a lot like what happened with Smosh, except Smosh didn't get destroyed by a fucking giga company. Anthony and Ian sold the company to a media company for a while, for some years. And Smosh is still doing very well. Like, it's been really fun. I love the new cast. They've been great. But last year, it wasn't last year, the year before, Anthony came back. It's like, hey, he's been doing his own thing. His own thing's been really good. He was like, all right, we got our money right. We're buying back Smosh and making it how we want to make it. Like I said, they weren't failing. They were doing pretty well, but we're starting to see stuff like this come full circle where they sell brand doing really good, sells off to someone who's paying a lot of fucking money, and then hope to God that it doesn't fucking get burnt to the ground, or if it's still anyone left to swing back round through it. Now, but my only concern with Rooster Teeth coming back, like they're still going to have the podcast, they're still going to have Achievement Hunter, hopefully.
So
is there going to be a new? That's to say, hopefully. But the thing is, what I want to know is, if are things going to be just standard affair, but like pre-Warner buyout, or are they going to fix the culture within the team? Because I know like people were talking about how sometimes it was fine, but some of the culture was a little toxic here and there, and of course we got fuckers like Ryan Haywood and calling out by his government fucking name for fucking up.
I'm still mad about that.
I'm still pretty mad at
I would never cease to be angry with that, because it's just like, stop being a shit person.
You ruined such a good thing.
Let me ask you, Alante, as someone who is like arguably one of the biggest RT fans here, like over as RT as a whole. I know Mark's there too, but I want to see what Alante says first. What is your output? What is your take on the future for Rooster Teeth now that Dad's home? Like, do you think they're going to try and just like rebuild who was left before, or are they going to try and integrate new faces? What are you thinking?
So what I think is going to end up happening is, the way I used to call Rooster Teeth is the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, the Golden Age, the New Age, and now I would say that we're in the Future Age. where which is going to be a case of they're going to be taking. This is just me speculating. I got feeling they're going to be taking some inspiration from some of their roots, where they're going to have some of the old stuff that they're known for, some of their old shenanigans. But I think that it's not going to be the same exact way that it was before. I think that the culture behind it is going to be changing, especially if they end up bringing in more younger faces like they want to go about doing. And I think with the fact that this is going back under old management, I don't see us having a repeat of the past where they go about selling themselves over to another company. I think they much rather just take what they got, do what they can, and handle by themselves versus falling under the umbrella like they end up doing with Warner Media, and basically end up falling apart.
I don't think they're gonna look for another buyer. Like if anything, they're just gonna use their networking to collaborate on shit. Like I said, with Viz Media. Like Viz Media has the rest of Ruby. They can still work with them to push out merch, to collab and have it either. And if they want to bring back Rooster Teeth first, which I don't like, I kind of like at this point, if you want to have like your own exclusive streaming platform, realistically just either do it under YouTube Premium, or do it under Netflix or something like that, or partner with Viz Media and like kind of work through there. So it's that's how I think. Mark, what do you think?
I'm genuinely concerned with the current state of how they're gonna move forward, because a lot of their animation projects that they've become known for are either done or owned by somebody else. Like we've already talked in length about Ruby. I am also concerned because let's look at their other project, Genlock. That was supposed to go on for a couple of seasons, and then HBO fucked that one because that was just a god-awful mess. Red vs. Blue, they had their final movie. They tied up all loose ends. They were like, hey, we're done. We're not coming back. Also, it makes me wonder what's gonna go with, like, yes, they are gonna be looking for new blood, and somebody mentioned in chat that they're worried if it's gonna be a G4 thing, where it starts out solid, but then it just becomes a problem. Granted, Bernie Burns, when he's in charge of something, yes, he's set in a way how he wants it done, but that man gets results. That man gets results. I'm wondering how much of the old team he's going to get back on there as well. Like, yes, he's going to want to, like I said, yes, he's going to want new blood, but he's going to want some familiarity. I'm pretty sure Gus is just fucking tired. Jeff doesn't. Yeah. Jeff is tired.
Yep.
He was still doing F-face.
And I think what's going to happen is that they're going to have new blood. There are going to still be some people that float around, like Gavin's probably going to show up because it's Gavin. Michael, maybe, I don't know. But there are going to, if they're not front and center on camera, they're like how Smosh is a perfect example of this. They have so many goddamn people in front and behind camera, and they fucking rotate through who they want to have on for what special and introducing more and more people, what have you. So with that being said, that's a smart way to do it. If they have some old people on, like, hey, look, we'll reintroduce you guys later, but let's show the new faces. Yes, David.
In terms of this corner of the internet, so when it comes to like internet culture and certain stuff, there's certain positions where I feel like a normie in certain regards because I don't pay attention. I don't know anyone from Smosh. I don't even watch Smosh. I don't know anything about Rooster Teeth. Happening? I don't know anything about Rooster Teeth except they had Ruby, Red vs. Blue, and there's a dude named Gavin that's over there. I don't know if he's the one that caught a case. I just know there was a dude named Gavin that worked there. So the whole thing with everything regarding Rooster Teeth, I am completely new. So I'm a perfect person to ask this question because as similar to like I mentioned in chat, this becoming a G4 thing, this is totally different in that regard because G4 was a TV network when TV was regular TV, and then they came back and they had to have a couple key players in it, like they had Adam and they had Kevin Pereira, but they also had a whole bunch of new people because they were trying to adapt it and get people who are content creators and on YouTube.
Yeah, because wasn't Black Okage on there for a minute?
Yeah, Black Okage was on there for a minute.
On there.
And Fiona Nova from the Rooster Teeth.
So they had like a couple internet people on there but it was weird because they were trying to keep it as a TV network, but also try to hybrid it into a YouTube thing and Twitch thing. So that was a whole thing, and that's honestly one of the reasons why it didn't take off and it got canceled. But also, G4 got bought out by, what was it, like Comcast or something? Like they were a part of a contract, and they had suits over them, and a lot of those decisions that were made were to please suits and shareholders, right? Which is why they fucking got cut. Rooster Teeth is a whole different situation because they've never been on broadcast television. It's always been internet. So them coming back is on, and also under their terms, they're not under suits anymore. So they can make the decisions that they know that their fans would want. And in terms of like the thing of people coming back that used to be a part of it, in this case, I don't know any of those people. So I don't care. I don't care if they come back because I have no connection to them. So them getting new people and also returning into the internet is going to get people to check them out because they probably didn't check out the first phase of Rooster Teeth, right? But then they got to get new people to basically fill in the void for the people that are getting replaced. But also on that case, the people that were there since Rooster Teeth was conception, like I remember, like it started off as Machinima, then it became Rooster Teeth, right?
It was just Rooster Teeth all around.
Rooster Teeth the whole time.
Yeah,
okay.
They were under Machinima for a minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people like Mark and I, for example, the best friends, they were under Machinima for a good minute, and then they broke, and then like Machinima fell apart. They made their own thing, but yeah.
Yeah, my point with that is like Rooster Teeth has been around since I was in fucking freshman in high school, 2009, bro. Like they've been around for a long ass time. And those people were older than us when we were in high school, so they're probably in their like low 40s, mid 40s, around there. Like the oldest person I think was probably mid 40s or so. They're tired and they have their monetization money. They probably want to chill. They don't want to be on that content grind this late in the game. You know, they're ready to pass on the skills to the next group of people who are then basically going to be a new generation of Rooster Teeth people. So, but then in that case, for you guys who grew up with those people, you're losing them, so now you're trying to be like, okay, who's going to be the fill-in for this person, or who are these new people that I got to get connected to? So then in that way, they're also losing old fans because they're like, Rooster Teeth died, so I'm going to just move on. This new Rooster Teeth isn't my Rooster Teeth, so there's going to be those people. So it's like, there's so many layers to this, and it's so interesting to me that they came back in general.
You say that, David, but that's always been a problem with Rooster Teeth from the beginning. It started becoming a bigger problem when Ruby started rolling around. Mm-hmm. As much as I love that series, that's when it started to really become a problem. Like, this is not my Rooster Teeth, because you had like people who were split down the middle, who were like diehard fans, and like the type of people that would tear a cosplay. Yes, I am still very much salty about that.
I'm mad with you for that. That shit was dumb.
But then you also have the people that were just like, oh, we're purists, that we don't need this, blah blah blah. Bernie, again, does some great shit. Like, even if they're like even if it's like B movie goofiness, like Laser Team, if anybody's seen that, there was also some other good series like Day 5. Holy shit, did I lose my mind with that series? Sorry.
Because they have there's even other good shows they end up having, because I mean, we already know Red versus Blue, we know Ruby, we know Genlock. They also had Camp for a minute. They had
Camp
was great.
Yeah, Esray and Vap. They had a couple of different animations they had up under themselves. So the thing is, what I want to go about saying with this is, I'm happy that they're back. Do I feel like they're gonna hit the same high that they hit before? No. I think at this point, Rooster Teeth has peaked. But as long as when they come back, and if they do, as long as they don't bite off more than they can chew, I think they'll be good. Because like Mark said, we always had like these, like I said, we had different ages of Rooster Teeth. And with each new age, we have people come, we have people go. And so this is one of those things where like this is just another era in the Rooster Teeth belt. Whether they're around for another 20 plus years, or if they're only around for another 5 years.
And honestly, at this point, it's just gonna be a passing of the torch. Where it's like, okay, like again, it's gonna be, all right, Dad's home, he's gonna run things behind the scenes and pop up here and there, but the new kids are gonna learn under his tutelage and under other people, if they have people that are able to come back in or want to come back in as like a background role. But again, this does have to be passed on, because like David said, this has been going on since we were kids. Like, we were still children in high school. So
literally 20 years.
exactly. So again, cheers to Rooster Teeth coming back. Here's to many more successful years. We just don't want any more fucking bullshit to happen.
Yeah,
We're slowly getting some shit back.
it's definitely gonna be interesting.
Hell yeah, take it.
Yeah, that's such an interesting topic. Like I was
Nah.
as
Yeah,
soon
'cause
as
you
I
were-
saw the article, I know Alante's phone was blowing the fuck up for at least an hour.
Bro, my phone was blowing
had
up.
this like 5-6 different
It
times.
was just the equivalent
saw
of
that-
getting DMs. It's like, Jesus has returned. He's back. He's back.
Because I knew that Alante would have seen it, but I'm like, just to be safe, let me just throw this in Discord because no one posted. I was like, boop, and then like the same thing with Mark, like with fucking DMC. I'm like, I'm gonna tag him because I'm in this area because I know he's seen it, but just in case he hasn't, here you go. And then he got blown up 8 times.
To put in perspective, when I got the notification that they were back, I was in office and I was kind of having a bit of a rough day. I was just sitting over there working, and I look at my phone like, okay, I look at that after I sent this email off, look at it. Rooster Teeth about what?
You what?
I actually not yelled, but I exclaimed in the office. I had to catch myself because I was like, it's back.
Right.
And it happened to be because, so yes, I put the shirt back on for this. I had the shirt on as an undershirt yesterday at work. And I'm like, okay. And I just didn't know it was coming back on. And all of a sudden I got this, like, I got a Rooster Teeth shirt on right now.
That's why we have Tucker in the background here dancing.
Fucking Al just goes, oh! It's just the Rooster Teeth logo.
I'm happy. Even if they're back for a minute, even if they only back for like a short amount of time, but just a dying flame, I don't care. I'm just happy that they, at least at this time, if they go out on their terms, not AT&T terms.